Evening, I'm Dan Wool.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, we're hearing from the president of Northland College about the financial crisis the school's in and how it got here.
Just last week, the college declared a financial exigency, acknowledging the dire situation it's in. President Dayton declined an on-camera interview with us, but agreed to a phone interview. During that interview, Dayton says the challenges facing the institution are not unique to Northland. He says the college has seen a 24% decrease in student enrollment since 2017, with a $20 million operating budget annually. Dayton says for the past 6 to 7 years, the college has been operating with a structural deficit of $2 to $5 million each year.
As we reported in an urgent ask, the college is trying to raise $12 million or it will be forced to close at the end of the academic school year. So far, the community has raised $1.5 million from roughly 10,000 donors. But the community is demanding answers as to why it took so long to address the financial need.
Why not give that opportunity to them a year ago, even more if we knew we were in this situation, to raise even more money?
Every decision made by the board for decades at Northland has been to put Northland in a position to provide a Northland experience and a Northland education for as many students as possible for as long as possible, and that remains our position today.
The president did not allude to the college closing at the end of this academic year. Instead, he says in the next 2 weeks, the administration and board will continue fundraising. Dayton says a faculty committee along with school leaders are also reviewing all viable cost-saving possibilities to restructure the college to keep it from closing down, including staffing and program reductions. A decision about the college's next steps will be announced in 2 weeks.